Living in Accra in 2025 might cost you way more than you think. I am about to show you exactly why. Your rent, it is higher than some parts of London. Fuel, it's more unpredictable than the weather. What about your groceries? Let's just say that 500 Ghana cedis budget might only last you 2 trips to the market. Now, I know you're going to be asking me, why is all of this happening? Accra is more expensive than Lagos or even Nairobi in 2025. So let's break down the real reasons and, of course, what it means for anyone who is thinking of living here in Accra or anyone who is thinking of, relocating into Accra. The first big reason why living in Accra feels like a never-ending financial workout is inflation, and it's of course its close cousin, the falling value of the Ghanaian cedi. Now, inflation is like a silent pickpocket. You don't always notice it, immediately, but over time, you realize that the money doesn't stretch the way that it used to be. In 2020, you might have walked into the market with 100 Ghana cedis and you'd have left with a bag full of yams, tomatoes, onions, and even some, smoked fish. But today, that same 100 Ghana cedis might just get you enough to cook a single family meal. Now the question is, why can't 100 cedis get us what it was getting in 2020? It's because the city has been dancing, and of course it's not dancing the kind of dance that anyone does enjoy. It is up against the United States dollar. It has lost significant value, which means that every imported item from maybe your cooking oil to your laptop is going to cost more, or it does cost more. And here's the whole thing. Even things that are being produced locally are not safe from the inflation. I'm talking about the transport costs that farmers have to, bear, the fuel for the delivery trucks, and of course the imported fertilizers. They all feed into the final price that you are going to pay. Accra's cost of living is also being inflated by something that most people don't think about really, and this is how much Ghana relies on importation. We're looking at fuel, it's imported. We're looking at a huge portion of our rice, it's imported. What about electronics? What about the construction materials? What about even the cooking oils or even some certain vegetables? They are all imported. And this is what happens when your economy is heavily import dependent. The strength of your currency becomes your lifeline. If the cedi drops, the price of almost everything goes up. And it doesn't just go up, it goes up really, really fast. So let's look at this way. Even a loaf of bread depends on imported wheat. So the bakery's cost goes up. The seller's price, it does, go up. And eventually, your breakfast budget is going to fill up this, high. And because importers have to deal with cases like shipping delays, higher freight charges, and the custom duties, those costs all stack up before the goods even hit the market. So guys, what do you think? Are these some of the causes of why Accra is expensive? I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comment section. If there's one expense that shocks almost every newcomer, guys, it is the rent. Finding a decent apartment in Accra can feel like hunting for gold, and of course, paying for it feels about the same. You can check this video about the cheapest and safest places that you can live in Accra. Now, the problem is demand far outweighs supply. With the city's population growing, landlords know that they can charge more because, of course, there are always people that are ready to pay. And unlike in many other countries where you pay your rent monthly, in Accra, landlords often want a year's rent or 2 years' rent upfront. And honestly, this is not just a financial burden, it's a huge barrier for anyone that is trying to move here to Accra. To make matters even worse, areas are considered prime. And we're looking at places like East Legon, we're looking at places like Airport Residential, we're looking at Cantonment, we're looking at Osu. Now, these places have rents that compete with major Western cities. And it's not just about luxury properties. Even middle income neighborhoods are feeling the squeeze as prices creep up higher and higher and higher. Some of the price hikes that are being faced are not just market forces, they are policy choices. Import duties in Ghana are notoriously high. Now, this is meant to encourage local production, but they are faced with limited, manufacturing capacity. It often just means that higher prices for everyone. Now, add that to the value added tax, add that to the income tax, add that to the road toll, the fuel levies, and you just start to see how government policy trickles down on your wallet. Now, for some businesses, this costs mean higher operating expenses. For consumers, it means higher prices in the shop. When core expenses like your fuel, rent, and of course food go up, they are going to create a ripple effect. Transport fares rise because drivers are paying more for fuel. Street food sellers charge more because their ingredients costs have gone up. Now, what about your utility bills? It does creep higher because there's an adjustment in the electricity and the water tariffs. Now, suddenly, your budget has to stretch in all directions, and it's easy to feel like you are running just to stand still. Now, here's the truth: most people don't get big salary increase just because the prices go up. Some are taking on side hustles like selling goods online. Some people are doing freelancing. Some people are doing, even deliveries. Others are cutting back. And when they cut back, it means that there are fewer restaurant meals. They have to do more home cooking. They have to, share apartments. And I mean, these are things that they are doing to be able to survive in Accra. Communities are finding creative ways to survive, and I'm talking about bulk buying from wholesalers. They get to form cooperatives where they are saving, even trading goods instead of paying cash. The comparisons are tricky because while some things are cheaper here in Accra, others are maybe far more expensive. For example, electricity might be cheaper than in Lagos, but rent in prime Accra areas can be higher than equivalent neighborhoods in Nairobi. And for anyone that is, paid in foreign currency, Accra can actually feel comfortable or affordable at first, not until they realize that the luxury imports and the certain services cost a premium compared to other African, capitals. Now for the big review. That expense that quietly drains more wallets in Accra than people realize is what we call the transaction cost. And we're talking about the bank fees, the mobile money charges. We're talking about you withdrawing from an ATM that's not your bank. Even paying bills through certain platforms, can add small amounts that stack up very, very, very fast. For a middle income household, these fees can total hundreds of cedis every other month. Now it's like paying a secret tax that never gets discussed. So what does this mean for the future? It means that Accra's high cost of living is a warning sign. Without major investment in housing, local manufacturing, and of course currency stability, prices are going to keep up climbing. Now for those moving here, it is crucial to budget realistically and not just for the rent, the groceries, but for the little hidden costs that are going to be eaten away at your savings. You need to be prepared for all of these things, okay? So guys, now you know why Accra is so expensive to live in 2025, and of course the forces that are behind it. But there is another new cost that most newcomers don't see until it's late. And I am talking about the hidden fees that the landlords trick you that can actually drain your budget even faster than you can imagine. Now, if you're thinking about renting here in Accra, you need to watch this video up here where I talk about the hidden rents fees that landlords do not tell you about. Because of course, when you watch this video, it's going to help you save thousands of cedis in the years going forward. So guys, thank you for watching today's video. My name is Obinji, and don't forget that you can subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you another day. Bye.